Good morning from Universal Studios. Today we're back with a few more HHN updates. We are still missing that medallion, and I'm guessing still a few more days until we do end up seeing it, but there have been some updates inside of the parks. We are now getting some portals showing up, so we are starting to see the actual locations of the queues for the houses. We have some changes to some of the food booths, still no menus, I don't think, and then just a few more touches inside of the scare zone, some of them really coming together. Some of them are still kind of falling behind in my opinion, considering we are just 1 week away from team member previews. Either way, let's get inside the park, show you what's going on, and hopefully have a pretty okay day here. It's a little overcasty, but I think we'll be all right. As we head in, no changes to the lights back here, and as I mentioned, no medallion. Now, I am a little shocked because with team member previews being only a week away at this point, I actually thought they would have put it in today. But I'll kind of explain a little bit of their update structure here in just a second once we get checked in. I guess before we actually check in, take a look at the truss work they've put in here, and it looks like they're probably gonna put like Halloween Horror Nights up there or something kind of pertaining to HHN 32 this year. This initial structure that we see here, it looks like they've added a few more lights inside of here. So you kind of have those rotating lights, the bigger ones, but I actually think those cylinder style are actually new. I'm not positive, but I don't think that those were here recently. Now, before we get actually too involved with the updates today, I would like to ask you to please give this video a thumbs up. It actually helps out a ton. It's the freest thing that you can do on YouTube. It's just thumbs the video up. And if you want to see more Halloween Horror Nights content, as we are very, very close to opening night, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn that little bell notification on. But here we are with our first updates for the Scare Zone today, and it will be a lot of boxes here inside of Dr. Oddfellow Scare Zone. I will say though, this one here looks a little new. It doesn't have that rustic look like everything else does. Do not climb. Obviously, we've been seeing that all over the place. Kind of more of this rusted kind of look and things like that. You can see it on the handles and then on the buckles there. This looks very new for Dr. Oddfellow Scare Zone, and just the fact that, again, this zone feels like it's meant to be kind of in the past. So I'm surprised that those are so new. Maybe they end up touching them up a little bit. But also, take a look at the stage. You notice how they put things in front of the pedals there? I'll show you actually a snippet from our video from yesterday. It wasn't an update video, but all of the pedals were actually exposed. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them up there. But more importantly, back on the shelves, it almost looks like a little bit more around like a psychic kind of style, right? You kind of have things that you might see in like a psychic's office. So maybe this isn't Dr. Oddfellow's area, and maybe this pertains more to that Madame Basile character that we've been seeing around. I don't totally know, but I could see this being a little bit more psychic based versus Dr. Oddfellow, who again, we are definitely assuming will be entering you into the park over there. Maybe this is Madame Basile, just because again, we're seeing these things that might pertain to like psychic readings or almost voodoo-esque. I'm seeing like skulls and potions and things up there. Very reminiscent of what we saw over at the All Hallows Eve boutique section, kind of behind the cash registers. Either way, it does look like, again, we have some briefcases, suitcases, things of that nature. Some of them look very new though. I will say that, like, it looks way too new in my opinion and doesn't have that rustic look that I feel like we've been seeing around. So we'll have to see. I do see what looks to be some shirts back there, kind of laying on, it's almost like a stepping stool or something back there along the edge. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. Let me see if I can see the other side. Yeah, and there's something over here as well. It's back there. It looks like it's some sort of like curtain or something, so I don't know if it pertains to the scare actors. Maybe they'll be doing little magic tricks up here, you know, vanishing people. So they'll put up a little sheet and make them disappear. I don't really know at this point. Still a little confused of what they're gonna end up doing here, but they have been putting more touches here, which is always something nice. It does look like underneath the bat, if you could see there, like right inside, it looks like there might be some lights or like a lighting structure that might be flashing of some sort. And then it looks like there's a little tube off to the left. So I wonder if they're gonna be inserting some smoke or some fog. Right next to us, we also do have a few more touches to the Scare Zone. And you could see we have some barrels, some chests, things of that nature. Again, things we definitely are seeing in a lot of these Scare Zones at this point. Do not climb again. Either way, a little bit more touches here up front. So over there and over here, we see it. I am still curious, are they going to keep this gated off, or are you going to be able to go right up to the stage? How are they going to manage this? I'm very intrigued to see what they end up doing with it. Either way, love to see it. Oh, wow, there's way more clothes up there than I thought. I was looking on the bottom. There's like a whole list of things up there. I feel like there's like 8 or 9 things hanging. So on these barrels, why do you think it says Universal Halloween Horror Nights 23? Shouldn't that say 32? So I think Universal might have made a whoops, unless they're hinting at something that we don't know, but I don't think that that's right. Wait a minute, it's on another one too. We'll just pretend we don't see it. You never saw a thing. As we circle around, do we remember if both of these symbols were here, or was it just one? I thought there was only one symbol. Don't totally remember, but what I am seeing is this lock. And that makes me feel like this is actually going to open up for opening night and for the entire event. I keep saying opening night because that's the thing coming up here, but I almost wonder if these will open up and there's going to be things inside of them and maybe characters play around them. I mean, it's a very large structure. Definitely interesting to see. Or maybe they keep it, but that seems way too new again, just the quality, right? You have this giant master lock that looks like it's brand new, bought in 2023, where everything else looks so rustic. Definitely makes me feel like this will open up. As we get out of this scare zone though, I do want to reiterate, I told you there was a lot of electronics underneath this cart, and as we saw on stage with 5 pedals, it definitely leads you to believe there's a lot of action that will be happening on this cart here in Dr. Oddfellow's scare zone, just because again, with all that electronic work, it's not there for no reason. So that means there's probably lights, that means there's probably fog effects, scare things, noises, anything that you can imagine, they probably have pedals for, and just interactions that are happening on side of this little wagon. It looks like all 5 of the Scoop Gang is out here today. We haven't seen that in a while. I feel like sometimes it's just a number of them, but it looks like all 5 are here doing meet and greets, which is a lot of fun. Either way, we need to continue on to the Dark Zodiac. A relatively small change, but definitely unique. On the edges of this banner, it looks like they added chains to be holding it up, and I don't know if that's because they're trying to give it a darker look or if just they needed a little bit more structure to hold this into place. Either way, we do have some chainage on both sides of the banner here. It doesn't look like we have any new updates to this little stage here, but we actually do have some new pieces of set work inside of Dark Zodiac, and it has been a while since we've seen anything new coming in here. The last thing were those flame cannons, but now we have some barrels here, meaning we probably have some areas for scare actors to hide behind and kind of incorporate themselves into the scenery to jump out and get you. I'm guessing they'll probably build up around this a little bit. I don't think you're just going to see this blank steel on the bottom, so expect to probably get a little bit more set work around this. At this point, I think this is just the base, and I'm probably going to guess tomorrow we might even see some stuff here. Don't totally know, because again, Thursdays definitely seem to be the heavier update day, but either way, we do see that big structure on the bottom, which I don't think will be sticking around, or at least won't be uncovered like it is right now. More meet and greets here in Hollywood, but we're going to continue on because we do have 2 more sets of these barrels, and I think that's about it when it comes to them. I don't think that there's much going on with them in general. I think it's just these sets of barrels that they still need to decorate up just a little bit. Yep, so it looks pretty much the same as you could see here, but I will say again, it looks a little dirty, and I don't think that they're going to keep that revealed. I think they will ultimately kind of cover this up. Also, they got rid of the dinosaur for the tribute store. I was not expecting that to go so quick, I guess. I know that the Jurassic Park tribute store is almost done, but either way, if you guys missed it, he is no longer here. The Triceratops, I believe is what it was, that was laying kind of on the ground right here. It is no longer here and available to see. So this tribute store is almost done, and we will be getting the next tribute store next week, and we will be here for AP previews of that as well. Well, we do have some changes to this scare zone. So take a look right here. That box that was in back now has a tube attached to it that kind of wraps around here and goes right into whatever this garbage bag is kind of hovering over, and that pipe leads right into it. So something definitely is going on here. Is that the water that we were originally thinking? So that tube now has somewhere to go. It could kind of drip out or pour out into whatever this basket is, and then it would really just drain down this tube and go all the way down and go into the square kind of unit in back. Let's go see what it looks like back there. Because if that box attaches here to this tube, and it does, yep, so they're recycling the water inside of here, and that will be my guess as to what's going on. It's going to go up this tube, it will then drain out water into whatever that is. Maybe that's kind of a dark looking figure or something in there, we don't know, and it's going to go down into that tube, follow it around. You can see right there, that is definitely a plumbing joint. I've dealt with the plumbing industry for quite a while, weirdly enough, and I could tell what that is, and that looks to be like a water joint seal, so you can kind of unscrew it and screw it back in if you need to do any repairs there. So that's going to kind of come down, channel into this box here, and then I'm going to guess it's going to pump it through this tube and then go back up. I don't know what they're covering up back here. It looks like they have almost like Ethernet cable down there underneath somehow, so don't really know what's going on in there, but either way, that big tube right there definitely is telling me that we're gonna get probably some sort of water. Or, hear me out, they dye it red of some sort and it turns into blood, and the blood is now kind of circling through. That is probably my guess, more than just basic water. Or, again, because they keep to the elements, we have the fire one down here, we got the water one here. Maybe it is just basic water. I'm almost thinking that might be blood. You heard it here first. I'm calling it red water of some sort here for this scare zone. As of now, they only have one pedal up here, which I don't know if that's going to be an interaction with the water or if that's going to constantly be flowing, and maybe that's just how they trigger something on the stage. Like I said, red blood water thing that we have going on is my guess. And then over here, we do have our final kind of set piece that has been an update inside of Dark Zodiac, which would be more of these barrels, again, with this exposed bottom that I still imagine will not be here on opening night and for the entire event. I need to point out, just because we have some clouds and the sun is not beating down on us today, also we have a little bit of a breeze, it is still very warm. I am hot today. I feel like I need to stay hydrated for sure. I think I'm taking it at a little bit of a slower pace today, just because sometimes when I come in here, I'm running and running and running, and it like wears me out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to take a break. So I'm trying to go a little bit slower today. So if you notice the pacing's a little slower, that's just because I'm not trying to wear myself out and get heat exhaustion out here. Either way, on to Jungle of Doom. I guess before we do actually get into Jungle of Doom, I should point out, it's been rumored and almost confirmed, I think Mel's Drive-In is not going to be here for Halloween Horror Nights this year. So I'm gonna assume they'll still light up the sign so it'll say Mel's Die-In. I just don't think it'll be actually functional, which could be why they did that checkered print at that like bar over there to kind of give us more of that Mel's feeling that we were missing now because it won't be open. I don't know. Again, these are rumors, but that's kind of what I'm hearing right now. So maybe that bar next to us will be actually kind of like a Mel's smallish bar thing. But let's head inside of the Jungle of Doom. Everything already looks pretty much finalized in here. I think I was pointing that out. There's not a whole lot else they can do in here. I think this is pretty much going to be the gist of it. I think I saw one or two new things yesterday, and I will see if I can find them today. Actually, I'm noticing also it looks like they angled this a little bit more. It was kind of protruding out from the wall a little bit more, and now they have made it a little bit more flush along the wall there. So again, tucking some things back. My guess is they kind of walk through these scare zones, kind of feel what it feels like, and just see like what a scare actor might be doing. They have to make sure that not only people are walking through here, but scare actors need to be able to maneuver inside of these scare zones. So they have to kind of walk through, test things, and do things like that. But what I wanted to show you is actually over here by these rats. So my last update, we had those hanging rats, but take a look now. They are gone. They wrapped them up. I don't know if it was a little too gruesome for your day guests here. I don't really know. But either way, we are missing the rats. The rat on the stick over here is laying on the ground. And then we had, again, one in the back that is also missing. So at this point, we are ratless. Again, maybe some people were a little disturbed and they were like, hey, Universal, what is that? We know that they are under there, and we are expecting potentially to have a scare actor in here. That would be kind of interesting. I see a little power box over there on the ground next to that little crate. That is a power box. So there are some opportunities for some scare actors to be in here. I don't really know, but I could see them kind of walking around in this little campsite area and kind of playing off of the whole vibe here of this abandoned campsite of sorts. So either way, we do have a bag right there, so I don't know what's inside of there. Maybe they pull out some props, or it could just be some prop work in general. Either way, the big thing, like I wanted to mention over here, was that we are missing those rats. And I guess I shouldn't say that we're missing them. They are just covered up for the time being. More of these set pieces, again, still definitely look like they have been pushed back. I do feel like they were out more, or again, they were taking up more space and they just rearranged them to kind of make them a little bit more tucked. So a scare actor still definitely could be right back here if they wanted to and kind of utilize the scenery here. We are still waiting to see what goes up into the trees. There are some like buckle-like structures up there that I'm guessing will hold something. Still no idea what's going up there, but they're all over the trees here. So no idea what they're going to be. Also, it seems like they have turned to some of the bats. This one's kind of like looking down the wire now. I feel like they were either like facing this way or like that way. Now it's facing like at us at this weird angle. So they have kind of adjusted some of the bats. Still, I'm guessing based on the lighting and how they want things to look, they're going to continue to turn things, adjust things, and kind of move them until opening night. It looks like we have one of the foggers here pretty much set up. This is the first time I've seen the wiring done here, so that is kind of interesting. Now, if my sources are correct, we should see a portal around the corner here, and this will be the first one that we encounter. There it is. So we are confirmed to have a portal / entrance to a house over here by E.T. Here it is, our first portal that we see of 2023 for Halloween Horror Nights. So we are getting that confirmed cue back here by E.T. like I said. I don't know what house this is going to be. I know Last of Us, I think, is back here somewhere. I actually think Last of Us is in the Weekend's house this year. Either way, we do have our first portal that we get a look at. We obviously don't have any signage yet as far as what it is going to be, but it's exciting to see. These are the first pieces to really say, hey, we are within that week basically till opening night. Well, that is exciting nonetheless, and I will show you all of the portals that we see here today. So that is one. So let's keep track of them. One portal down. Let's see if we have all 10 here today. That is the one thing. I know that they were showing up. I just don't know how many of them were showing up. Over here, we do have some of these menu options popping up as far as the placeholders go, and we see again that repeated design that we were showing you. Here are the big fryers. I thought I was seeing there was some work being done back here like last week, but it doesn't look like anything looks really used at this point, so maybe they haven't really tested anything yet. Wait a minute, is that the same coloring and structure that they used for the Dr. Oddfellow area and back of that wagon? It's like the same like red beige colors. Wait, I guess be resourceful, right? Anyway, continuing on. Here's a pretty good look at Men in Black. You can see that the entire sign is now covered. Before you were able to see through it, and now at this point it looks like they have just put some sheet over it and you can no longer see it, and some blue tape. Looks like some painter's tape over there. Maybe they're painting it. I don't really know, but they were redoing the sign of some sort, and as of now you can't even see what's going on inside of it. It looks like they have finally removed the hot set over here at this little truss piece. Again, we weren't totally sure what was happening here, but it does now say closed to pedestrian traffic. But guess what we have right next to us? We have portal number 2. And there we go. So we have another house entrance over here. Right to the right of the bathrooms will be another entrance. I'm gonna guess this might take you back to the tents. Probably, I guess, you know, that tends to be some of these entrances over here, but we do have number 2 here. So again, make sure to keep track. Second portal today. Let's go ahead and put it up to number 3. This is the third portal, and again, definitely locations we've seen been used before, but here we go. The third portal is in place. Again, probably going to another tent house. I'm gonna guess these are going to be the 2 tent houses that we have back here at this point, which I believe are to be Dr. Oddfellow and Darkest Deal. I think that's the 2 houses going into the tents, at least from what we've been seeing. So I'm gonna guess this one is probably going to be Darkest Deal, and then that might be Dr. Oddfellow over to the right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did not expect to see this. There's a little bit of a food booth. I guess they're just kind of retheming it. It says never go alone. So they have changed up some of the decor here. I don't feel like this one's almost ever open, but it looks like they're kind of theming this one to HHN. Kind of cool. I like that a little bit. I don't know if these signages that they have here were the same, like kind of with the PVC pipe, or if this is redone. Also, the lighting looks to be like orange. Is there blue in there? No. So just like some orange lighting in there. So maybe a little bit more colored to, again, this kind of colored sign here. Very interesting. What I was actually coming over here was for this though, which was the Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream. Now again, this is going to be the 3rd year that we see an installment of the Nightmare Fuel girls here doing their thing. I will say, not my favorite show. At least last year's wasn't that great in my opinion, but I'm guessing from what I'm hearing, they're doing a full revamp of the show. It's not just gonna be kind of a twist on the first year. So hopefully this will be a brand new show and we will get something real entertaining. Also a little upset we're only getting 1 show this year. We're not getting the show out on the lagoon, but either way, we do just have this one here nightly during Halloween Horror Nights. I think they do 2 shows for this. I think there's one at like 9:30 and like 11:30, or maybe there's 3. I don't remember. I know that there's at least 2, possibly 3. Obviously it could change though. I know you guys have been missing out on some of my light updates because there hasn't really been too many, but take a look for the new lighting here. They have gone ahead and changed the color of the light bulbs from white to orange. So you can see that's kind of what they looked like before, and now they have turned them to this orangish red color. So they're doing some changes to the park a little bit, just for the daytime guests, I guess, to see and get them in the mood as well. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement, but we are getting Death Eaters over here at Diagon Alley. They will not be at Hogsmeade this year, which is some exciting stuff, which means front to back, this entire park will be Halloween Horror Nights themed. That means every spot that you go, you will have a little bit of HHN 32. Right as I was just showing you those lighting updates, it looks like we do have some more lights being installed over here by the Peacock bar. Take a look at these ones on the bottom here. It looks like they're gonna be shining up, maybe shining onto potentially a banner of some sort. Those lights are like massive though. The ones that they're hanging up there, those ones are the ones I think they like move around and rotate. I don't know, I think it's gonna be like really bumping over here. I think they're really going all out for the Peacock bar this year. Oh, wait a minute. Are those lights too? Hold on. Wait a minute. It looks like they have lights on all of these little mini trusses. You see all these? We have lights again. We have light updates, lights and lights and lights. Look at this. There's lights all over this little truss. There's lights all over that little truss. There's lights on those trusses. We have lights. It's been a while. We also have a speaker that I just saw there too. But take a look. We have lights. There's so many. Also, something's covered up over here. I don't know if they're just kind of hiding it out or if it's going to be something a little darker. Either way, what is going on? Oh, look at all this. This looks like all new furniture that has just been ordered. Lights over there. We have some of these tables. Looks like there's some sort of board. I'm going to guess that they might put a menu up there. What? I was not expecting to see this today. Huh. Look at all, this is like all brand new too. This looks like it was like imported just like recently. Let's go see what they're doing over here at the actual bar itself. Yeah, we have some menu slots over here. A lot of these big cooler things that they're gonna use. Another one of those giant menus, I think. This is crazy. We have speakers and speakers and speakers and lights and everything that you can imagine back here. The Peacock bar is coming together. I didn't even see the lights that were like up there in the trusses, like right up top there, kind of facing left and right. Guys, there's a lot of lights back here. Holy cow. Universal, what is your electric bill gonna be this season? So Shipyard 32 is turning into the new Jungle of Doom, where they are getting some of these massive updates and changes day by day. Take a look at this giant crate as well. This one looks to be slightly unfinished in my opinion. Maybe they add a little bit more sticker to it. It does say up there live animals, which is interesting. So I don't think they're gonna have live animals in there, but there's a little sticker for it. But take a look at this truck. Last year, this was for Major Suites. This was like the one that they opened up and there was all like, I think the weapons inside of there, right? Either way, this was white last year for that scare zone, but this year it is Oddfellow Trading and Imports for the trademark company here with, again, his little trademark right in the center with an eyeball. Oh, it's like he's watching over you. And you can see this red coloring to it with these like black streaks. I wonder if that's meant to be there or if that's kind of just part of this distressed look. Either way, here's a nice little look at this giant van here. Wow. Over here we have some chain work on top of these boxes. This almost looks like one of those music boxes that we saw over in BAM 69, but a lot of chain work. But take a look right next to it. We have these boxes here that looks like they were definitely housing, again, live animals that we see there. Definitely things that probably shouldn't have been getting out with some of the size of these boxes, especially like the one over there. This one looks pretty big. I guess I should also note that right behind us here, this food booth is actually open and it is available now. I've heard mixed reviews on it so far. We'll end up trying it here probably in the next week before HHN, but either way, it is now fully open. Some really affordable options there as well. And they are really putting some things together here. It looks like they finalized some of the things on the crane there, which I'm really happy about. Definitely feels like it was carrying this thing now with the way that they have assembled the netting. Before it was just like the broken rope and I'm like, it's not really selling the story on this giant crate that has fallen. Now because they've attached things, put the little hook on there, now this whole story is being put together a little bit more and you could really tell that it was holding on to this box here. Looks like it must have fallen off, crashed, and opened up. Like I said, that small touch is actually everything in the display here. I am really excited to see them put a few more touches up here as well. Another one of these big spools with the rope there, another barrel here. And actually, I don't know if you guys can see, let's see if the wind is blowing. There is a hand inside of this little box up here. Let me see if I can get a better angle for it. Oh, wait a minute, it's getting exposed there. There is a hand inside of there. Oh, do you see him? So my guess now, yeah, oh, that's like it's a whole person. Okay, so I'm guessing they're gonna be launching something out of here. It's gonna be coming out. So I don't think a scare actor is going to be in there per se, but somebody's going to be controlling like a foot pedal and it's gonna launch this body out and probably come hanging over and kind of make some loud noises. So I originally thought somebody was gonna be crawling out of there. I don't think that's the case anymore based off of what I'm seeing. Unless they're using that as a placeholder to kind of see what it looks like and maybe they're doing some testing. That's my guess now is we're gonna have that little sliding body that's gonna jump out and look like it's trying to grab you. Here's definitely a better angle. Look at that. Yeah, you see that? I'm gonna put the camera up for you. All right, hopefully you were able to see that there. Also, we have some bag here that is all wrapped up. Either way, definitely interested to see what happens with that little jump scare. Also, we have some more of these spools. No more rope on these though. It looks like it is just a little bit distressed again. Another lantern up here. Definitely coming together. This scare zone has been like going crazy over the past like week or two. Oh, look at that. They added one of these symbols to the box here. I don't think that was there the other day. Let's take a look over here across the way though and see if we have anything new. I don't know what was here before my last updates because we were just here yesterday doing our Scaredy Cat guide. Feel free to check that video out. So it looks like they added some touches in here. Looks like maybe some feathers or some sort of bird of some sort, or whatever was in there ate a bird. We don't really know yet. Let's see what we have over on the backside here. Some more boxes, a cage that is more covered up here. Let's see if we can see inside it all. So it's currently covered. I don't know if they'll unveil it at some point at this point, but right now, again, it looks like it's on some of these crates and it is covered. You see how much work they have done to this scare zone? I feel like at first we had like that box, then we had like that box, and then like this, and now it's just like completely covered. It is absurd how much work they have done inside of this scare zone. This is probably the second most kind of built out scare zone outside of Jungle of Doom, right? As I mentioned, we're probably getting a lot more updates even tomorrow. Wednesdays and Thursdays, those are the two biggest days that I have seen with Universal doing updates. They do testing and they do some updates on both of those days. In my opinion, that's what I've been seeing at least for this season. So tomorrow we're most likely going to be out here again with hopefully some crazy updates. We are not done yet by any means, but I'm just letting you know, I think we're gonna have even more tomorrow. It looks like over here at the Chucky booth, they've put a few more finalized touches here. It looks like the menus are in place now. It looks like the painting just looks good. I don't remember if these were here, kind of like this like cutout here behind the menus. I don't think so. So I think those are actually new. But you know what it's been a while since we've seen is another portal. Here is our fourth portal, I believe, for the day. Are you guys keeping track? I believe this is number 4 over here by Fast and Furious, which I believe is to be the Chucky house this year. Again, that's what I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Either way, portal number 4 over by Fast and Furious. Now, if we come over here by Louis and we head back here, I'm going to show you a little something something. It looks like we have some potential staging areas for some of these buggies and vans coming in to Vamp 69. Little lockbox up there, which means maybe this hood might pop up at some point. Looks like they have kind of like forklift grate things underneath, which means they might be picking these up and delivering them. I don't think that they actually drive. Let's see what's going on inside. Anything that we could see? Not totally as of this point. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like somebody might be inside of here having a bad time, if you know what I mean. Take a look at that. Uh-oh. Somebody is wrapped up inside of this vehicle in the front seat, so something must have happened in there. Here we go with the Blood Slayers. This is their vehicle. They are driving forward. Some cigarettes. We have, oh, there's like blood on the cigarettes. We have some drinks or some cans of maybe some blood or something in there. I don't really know. Those are like old kind of cans. You have some bottles inside of here. Quite interesting. Looks like we have some stage pieces over here that have some groovy designs to them. So we'll call this Groovy Stage, I guess, at this point. It looks like we have some changes to the Groovy Bus over here. Music Fest or Bust at this point. This looks pretty cool. It looks like this was like hand done by everyone attending the festival that was on this bus at one point or another. Again, probably the only touch to this bus at this point that is new. I think one of Universal's speakers is blown out. I just heard it trying to go. It sounds a little rattly. I think they need to fix that one, it sounds like. Either way, let's take a look at the stage here. Yeah, they definitely have some blown speakers. It's so loud and just like crackling. I think they need to fix them. Either way, underneath here, there were some feet that were there yesterday. They seem to have covered it up a little bit more with the tarp. We saw some boots, so there will be most likely a body underneath here. They've covered up the drum set, which makes me think either they didn't want it to get rained on or something, or there's gonna be some sort of body or something underneath it, a little bit creepy and a little dark. Looks like we have a microphone here with some sunflowers and some of these rainbow colored scarves here, so a little bit of touches there. And they also covered up this, so I don't know if maybe they added some blood and a little bit more gore to some of these pieces, again, like the drum set, and I think it was like a xylophone or something, so maybe they added like blood, and like I said, maybe just it's a little bit darker now, so they didn't want that to be shown today, guess. I don't know, or again, they were trying to cover it from the rain. Again, I'm apologizing for the loud music. Again, they've blown speakers, so I think they're gonna have to fix that in the next few days. Either way, we do have an entry facade here for the Tribute store. Did not expect that, so I wonder if there's gonna be a big like comic book sign there or how they're gonna actually end up doing that. But that is kind of cool that they have started to put at least some front facade here to the Tribute store, which again, we should be at next week, hopefully. But let's walk right next door and take a look at our portals. So what is this now? Number 5 and number 6. I think that is 2 portals here that have now shown up right here by the New York Library. So these probably are going to kind of come out at some point, I assume, as they kind of get ready for the event. But as of now, it looks like that one's kind of off to the side. And same with this one. I think it is a little farther off the side. This might actually be the permanent spot. Either way, more portals, I believe. Like I said, 5 and 6 here. What's up, Rip Ride? I guess speaking on that, Rip Ride is also open now. It was closed, I think, between the 15th through the 18th, and now it is back up and operational. I don't know what all they did to it, but it is up and running now. So if you guys want to go on Rip Ride, it is no longer down. This is the 7th portal that we have seen, and this is over by Jimmy Fallon. This will go through the Jimmy Fallon queue. So portal number 7 today. We have some cash registers and some coolers and some bins over here at the bar behind us now. I don't know what's going in here. I think this is just a bar. I don't typically think they do food here. Over here we have portal number 8, which I believe will be the queue that will go out here and kind of cycle in front of Rip Ride and kind of head backstage that direction. I think I was hearing, was this one gonna be, it was originally gonna be Exorcist, but I think they swapped this one. This might be Dark Zodiac. I don't totally remember now. Either way, we have another portal, and I'm starting to get concerned because I think there's gonna be one more portal up front, which means that's 9. So we're missing one portal, which I think would have been over by ET, because there was only one portal over there, which means that we only had one house location. So I think there might still be 2 over there, and they just haven't put the other portal up for their entry points, or they're doing another house location as far as like entrance area. And here we go, the final portal. This is portal number 9 now for the day, and I do believe we are missing that one that would be by ET. Typically there's 2 houses over there, and as of now we only see the one sign, so I think we're missing one, or we missed it along the way. But either way, we do have 9 portals. The 10th is a little MIA. As we're leaving the park, take a look on top of Today Cafe. They have like construction cones or something up there, some caution tape. So I wonder if they're doing some work up there, maybe pertaining to like this entry facade that you see coming in, or maybe they're just doing some updates to Today Cafe. Well, that was a lot of updates for you today. Hopefully you were able to take that all in. Obviously we had that weird kind of thing going on in Dr. Oddfellow Scare Zone with the Halloween Horror Nights 23. Unless they thought like 2023 and not like 32, and maybe that got a little confusing. I don't know, who knows? Either way, we'll pretend we never saw that one. Today is Wednesday, like I said, which means there's updates today, and that's what we did. But Thursdays, there are a lot of updates. So we'll be back tomorrow. You should have a video. I think this is going up Thursday, and then you'll see Thursday's video Friday. I know it gets a little confusing because I'm a day behind from what you guys are seeing. But either way, we will have more updates for you tomorrow, I believe, assuming there are some updates and it's not just testing that they're doing. Again, a lot is happening here. We are now like 8-ish days away from opening night. Team member previews are like a week away. There's going to be a lot happening in the next week, and then we are on to opening night. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. There's going to be a lot happening here in the next like 3 or 4 weeks, just opening night, things going on, updates, Tribute store, the whole shebang. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.